And good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Open, the one and only show that opens up the Bronx and the world to you. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. We have another fantastic show lined up for you today. Coming up on today's show, well, you see, summer vacations are in. It's a time for fun and relaxation, but for families juggling all of the activities and trips with the meal prep and grocery shopping demands, it can be a difficult task. So we'll learn about an exciting opportunity for DoorDash that'll save you time and money on your next trip. Then we'll speak to two businesses, their business partners and founders of a New Jersey-based car brokerage company to learn about the services that they are offering within their community. After that, we'll hear from a lead expert and a patient advocacy specialist who will shed some light on the day-to-day impact of living with a chronic autoantibody disease. It's an autoantibody condition of the nervous system. And then finally, we'll sit down with the runway person. He's a good guy. You're going to want to meet him. He's the runway executive producer and publicist of the fashion company that will be featuring unique clothing designs for our Fashion Week Summer Showcase. So sit back, kick off your shoes, and relax your feet. We're wide open. Here we go now. Hey everybody, I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. You are watching Open. It's that live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. You can stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Now, leading things off, we're joined by a lifestyle expert who will unveil tips and innovative solutions to help families plan their summer food prep and, well, they're going to make the most of what they deserve to take with them on their breaks. So please welcome to the show, Carmen Ordonez. Carmen, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Now, wait a minute. We're talking about preparing food and bringing it to different places. Explain that just a little bit.
Well, really for me, summer is my favorite time of the year because I really like to ensure that I'm spending that quality time with my kids, and not stressing over the budget or constant trips to the store. So one thing that I love using during the summer is Summer of DashPass deals. So what it is Summer of DashPass is 5 jam-packed weeks of member-only offers at over 100,000 stores nationwide. And this is exclusively for DashPass members. Also very convenient because you have everything delivered right to your doorstep.
I like it. I love it. Let's do it. But any advice on to help us cut back on costs this summer? Because, food prices especially, are very expensive these days.
Yes, absolutely. Well, the great thing about Summer of DashPass is, there's so many restaurants, as well as retailers that are taking part in the Summer of DashPass, as well as grocery stores. For example, some of my favorite deals going on, let's say you need some vacation essentials such as sunscreen or some pool necessities. DoorDash has some really great deals at Walgreens as well as Rite Aid throughout the summer. Or let's say you want to get yourself an iced coffee to cool off this summer. You can also take advantage and take $10 off on orders of $20 or more at Starbucks, and that's taking place from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. July 13th through July 19th. And that same week, you can also get a free frozen Slurpee at 7-Eleven, when you spend $5 on Friday. So they have lots of great deals. They also have amazing weekly grocery deals at Aldi, at Sprouts Farmers Markets, so many options.
Beautiful. Now tell us, what is DashPass? How do I get one?
Yes. So DashPass is basically DoorDash's membership service.
Got it.
So you're going to get so many benefits, such as $0 on delivery fees. You're also going to get reduced service fees and member only offers on eligible orders, saving you over $35 a month on average. And again, with the DashPass, you can also take advantage of Summer of DashPass and take advantage of all these amazing deals that I've shared with you today.
Yeah, and is it sent to you on your phone, or how do you pull it up?
Yes, well, you can check it on the app. You can download the DoorDash app on your cell phone.
Hmm.
You can also go on the website, DoorDash.com. And to specifically sign up for the Dash Pass membership, all you have to do is go to DoorDash.com/DashPass and start having
Yeah.
just your best summer yet.
Yeah, I'm coming to you like from a newbie point of view, person who's just starting out. I don't have the app or anything like that, so I want to learn all I can about this new Dash Pass, and all that it incorporates. I'm interested. Turn me on.
Absolutely. I mean, I've been using it now for several years. Especially with the pandemic, it just made,
Yeah.
my life so much easier, especially now too with the summer. I have two little ones. I have a 10-year-old and a 3-year-old. So sometimes just getting out the door can be such a challenge. So, I pretty much order everything, groceries, we're going on vacation this week. So I started ordering those essentials that I'm also going to need for my trip. So it's just going to make your life so much easier, and you don't have to be running out to the store every day.
Beautiful, beautiful. So some of those unexpected summertime costs that people encounter, what are some of those costs that we run into?
Yes, well, I love having my kids home, from school, having them with me all the time. But you go through your snack stash so much quicker, and if you're having barbecues or if you're having cookouts, you also have that added cost of the groceries. So as I mentioned, their weekly grocery deals are amazing. You definitely want to take advantage of that. For example, they have some with Aldi, Sprouts Farmers Market, and they have them going on every week. So definitely want to take advantage of those offers.
How long have we been doing this? Did it start after the pandemic or before the pandemic?
The deals itself.
Yeah, well, DoorDash, I think I think it really started, you know, grabbing grabbing hold of people like during the pandemic. Maybe, I don't know. Tell me.
Yeah, well, they've been around even before the
Before
pandemic, but I
before the
think it
pandemic.
just made everyone's life so much easier.
Yeah.
Especially during the pandemic, with many of us who weren't going out. But yeah, I mean, and now too with the summertime, it's now become kind of like a way of life. I wanna say it just makes your life so much easier. Have everything delivered right to your doorstep.
It saves a lot of time, I tell you that. And I see the guys with the little motorcycles with the backpack in the back, delivering DoorDash food, and people pull up in cars also, right?
Yes, exactly. I mean, you can get everything from restaurants, from, to groceries, to, Walgreens, Rite
Mhm.
Aid. They'll have over 100,000 different stores nationwide.
Now, you've been on many different networks. You've been on CNN, and you've been dealing with the New York Times. And tell us about it. Tell us about your wonderful experience.
Yes, well, I started blogging back in 2008, so I kind of got my start there. And
Hmm.
then, I've always loved working, in television as a lifestyle expert. So it has opened, the blog opened so many doors.
Yeah. And today, your goal is to empower others.
Yes, I love, through social media, just connecting with other people, hopefully sharing, my story of, just life in general and, with my career and, just life. I love, just being able to reach out to others and empower others. I used to do a lot of fashion, back in the day. So I would also empower women with the way that they dress, how to feel good and look good. So that's still one of
Hmm.
my missions, and I just really love what I do.
And is this a family affair now?
It's kind of. I mean, I do get my little ones involved as well, and my husband, he does, a little bit of everything. So it kind of has become a family affair, definitely.
Okay. Do we need to know about some of the prices that you have on some of the items that you have there?
No, if you want to head on over to get that DashPass membership, you can do that at that website I mentioned. I'll give it to you again for your viewers, just in case.
Yeah.
It's DoorDash.com/DashPass.
DoorDash.com/DashPass.
DashPass.
Okay, I see it right there. We have it on the bottom of the screen. DoorDash.com/DashPass. Say that 5 times real fast. Hey, listen, we appreciate you for everything that you're doing, and keep doing the work that you're doing, and we'll be following you. Shall we follow you on social media also?
I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Shall we follow you on social media?
You can follow me on Instagram. Yeah, my Instagram handle is Carmen Ordonez TV.
There you go. Carmen, thank you so much. We appreciate you, and come back again, okay?
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure.
You got it. DoorDash and the DashPass with Carmen. We'll take a quick break right here, and we'll come back, and I'll hit you up with a whole lot more coming up next.
Most hiring algorithms would scream me out.
Some bosses couldn't see me as a leader.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
I've been running code as long as I've been able to reach a keyboard.
This is what I do. It's second nature for me, coordinating 100 details at once.
That's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
I sold them on my skills.
You gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
My magic is
Analytics and empathy. That's how I'm getting clients. You have to have the confidence in yourself to show up and defy the odds.
I'm more than who I am on paper.
I never got a college degree. And today, I'm the CEO of my own company. People want to tell me I'm one in a million, when actually I'm one of millions. Stars are all around us. It's time for them to shine.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner! Go?
Excellent. Soccer is fun. Yeah, I saw you guys out there.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
¿Qué color? Perfecto, mijo.
Gracias. Thank you.
What's wrong, mijo?
Donating to a pet's medical care is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
And welcome back. I'm the Doc Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are watching Open. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for checking it all out. And our next guest, they're business partners and the founders of a New Jersey-based car brokerage company. They join us today to share all of the services that they offer their customers and so much more. So please welcome to the show, Isaiah Jefferson and Lemuel Brown. They're in the house. Yes. No strangers to the show. Well, strangers to the show, but no strangers. Because
absolutely.
Yeah, we know each other. You probably heard me talking on the radio a little bit.
Absolutely. Just a little bit.
Yeah. So, and I met Isaiah at Trinity Cadillac over there in New Jersey.
That's right.
And then he gave me a call and said, you know what? I think we're going to start this brokerage company. Tell us, give us the foundation of it all. Who wants to kick that? Isaiah, Lemuel.
I'm going to turn it over to the initiator.
There you go.
So Streamline Auto Brokers was founded in the premise of really be able to put together a program where we're able to help customers get into vehicles and give them fair pricing. I've been in the car business personally over 30 years. Our experience as a brokerage.
I can tell you've been rocking cars for some time.
Yes, absolutely. And our experience over the last 30 years, combined over 40 years of car experience, we've noticed people come into car dealerships not necessarily getting the best treatment, best way of purchasing cars. What we came up with, the concept was to be able to help customers get into vehicles, get fair pricing, and take good care of them, and have a great experience doing it. We had the pleasure of working at the Cadillac store, Trinity Cadillac, and I was one of the closing managers that put the program together. And so from that, we springboard and really put this together as a team with our ideas of working and helping customers going forward, and develop partnerships with a lot of other dealers that we've had relationships with over the years, being in the car business. So we're excited about being able to help customers and basically work them and get them going to purchase a vehicle.
And how did you guys come together?
Well, I tell you, I was at Trinity as well.
Yeah.
And, Dr. Bob, we go back a number of years. And when I got a chance to work with Lem, and he came up with this idea of Streamline Auto Brokers, for myself, it just made sense. Understanding that, his background and also how customers really wanted to be treated. For me, that was really enticing when he came up with this concept, was we had a chance to treat customers the way they deserve to be treated. We know that most people don't want to go into dealerships anyway. It's like going into the dentist, or going to speak with a lawyer. You get that anxiety, right? Exactly. You're uncomfortable, that uncomfortable feeling. But what we're doing here at Streamline Auto Brokers is bringing those walls down, treating you the way you want to be treated. So when he came up with this concept, maybe like 4 or 5 months ago, it just made sense for me, knowing what I can do here in the community as well.
And for being in the business for such a long time, you know what customers want. They don't be hitting the head as soon as they walk in the door.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The experience I've had over the years in working with customers, and referral business is everything, between working with churches and various organizations, putting people into cars, just taking care of them. And one of the things we always talk about at Streamline Auto Brokers is fair pricing and experience. When you come to Streamline, you're going to have an experience in purchasing a vehicle and have a good time with it. So it's very exciting. It's a very exciting time at Streamline Auto Brokers.
That was a good pass when you pass it off to partners that can take care of good people. And you have a good follow-up, too.
Absolutely. Follow-up is everything in this business, and really hearing what the needs are of customers.
and what their needs or concerns are and how we do what we do with our business. Absolutely.
We have an incredible team. Later? Absolutely. Our team that we're working with, some young people that have come on board, college students that have got involved, some young adults, professionals as a whole. They're on it, and this is what they want. And, just as brothers, in this here, leading these efforts, we know there are a lot of eyes on us. And so we're taking that responsibility to not just only grow the business, but we're very engaged in the community as well. Getting involved and bringing people into the business. So this is what we have to do as professional people.
Lem, what's the benefit of using an auto broker rather than going straight to a car dealership?
Bob, Dr. Bob, that's a question that's constantly asked from time to time, and I love that question. The benefit of going to Streamline Auto Brokers is because we really break down the process where we don't have the haggling back and forth. You go into a car dealership today, you're going to sit there, and I know because I ran the store. I understand how that goes. You're going to sit there and you're going to see another manager and you get haggled, and the long process becomes very tedious. The benefit of coming to Streamline Auto Brokers, we give you a number that's going to make sense for you. We work your payments out. We hear what your concerns are. Based on your credit criteria, it doesn't matter. We have a program for everybody, whether your credit score is at 850 or you have some credit challenges and you're down in the 5s or the 4s. It doesn't matter. So the benefit, we treat you like a person that needs to be handled, no matter what you're doing, whenever what kind of car you're looking to purchase. So the benefit of going to us is that we give you the straight price, we move very quickly, we address your needs, and we put you to something that's going to make sense for you. And because we understand the importance of referral business.
And what's the process?
And this is all going to be done in a private, intimate setting as well. So you're not dealing with the dealership, you're in our corporate office. The process is a person will contact Streamline Auto Brokers. We do a social media campaign now and stuff to that nature. So people are calling us. When they come in, first thing that we do, we actually listen to what it is that they're looking for. Understanding their concerns, their issues. There's always a solution in this situation. That's what we're listening for in that first call. So when we bring that person in for that initial consultation, that's breaking down now what is that we provide, what are our services, what is that we can do for you. From there, you're going to be choosing 4 cars. We do a selection, that we call this a 4 square, that we give you a selection of 4 cars that you can choose from. Once you choose that particular car, we bring it to our office. You're never stepping foot into a dealership. You're never even dealing with any other person but us. You get to come to our office there in Inglewood Cliffs. Privately, we go through our process with you. You get to test drive the car there. And the next day or that same day, if all lines up, you're driving away with that car.
And of course, this is a big ticket item, so people are trying to pay attention to what they do. They want to make sure that every step of the way that they're taken care of. And even if they're not in the market to buy a car that particular day, they will come back again. When I used to do all those live broadcasts from all those car dealerships, sometimes they weren't in the market to buy a car that day, but they knew where to come back because of the way you treated them. They'll come back to you maybe a month later, a week later, 6 months later, or the following year.
And that's the purpose of treating people the way you want to be treated. For myself, who's responsible for training our sales staff, that's what I treat them on. I totally talk to them about how do you want to be treated. It's how you want to be treated, that's how you treat that person. So I love what we're doing. I'm very grateful to my partner for even coming up with this concept, because it just made perfect sense.
You're the brainchild.
He is, and I give it to him.
I would say this: over the years of being in the business and managing stores and owning dealerships, it's really the right way of taking care of customers. And we say this even with our partnerships, because without our special partner dealers, this would not be possible. And we have special partner dealerships that we work with and we establish a relationship with to make sure that their philosophy, their model, their goals are the same as ours. Right, because you cannot partner up with someone or a dealership that doesn't fill your concept the same way you see it. So we're very grateful. We're always constant. We have over 5,000 pre-owned cars to choose from, whether it's a Highline exotic or your basic vehicle. Doesn't matter. We have over 50 banks that's able to get customers approved and work out the best case scenario for approvals. So there is a vehicle, no matter what you're looking for every person.
So you recommend somebody come in and test drive it? I've driven just about every car.
Okay.
But I haven't dealt with just about every bank.
Right, sure.
So what do you recommend? People come in, give them the key, sit in the car.
So here's what
and
what we recommend. Most folks really know what they're looking for, right? We talk about a vehicle, whether they're looking for a pre-owned vehicle, whether they're looking for a new car. This is a new car. It's very simple. Just get me the car, just the specs that I'm looking for. And so we kind of structured that up as Jefferson stated. We put together what they're looking for. So we kind of give them some ideas. Looking for a Honda pre-owned vehicle. We give those ideas out to them. When they lock it down, we bring that car into them. We make it go and move as fast as possible.
Just like that. How do they save money coming to Streamline Auto Brokers as opposed to going to a dealership?
One of the things I will always tell customers is that we would never, and I have to say this, we never advertise the best price. What we advertise and promote is fair pricing. What's fair? Fair pricing is where it's at. Reality of the matter is when you go into dealerships, unfortunately, a lot of dealerships on pre-owned cars charge a lot of fees. We eliminate that process. So you're saving right there. The number where we are, we give you the bottom line number, and our numbers is very competitive. And it's something that the customer can work with. Then we work on payments. Customer wants to be a certain car payment. We structure them. We had a customer come in. He wanted a Jeep Grand Cherokee. He wanted a certain model. He had a certain payment in mind. We brought the car up to him. He drove the car, and it was a certain payment he needed to be at. We got him to the payment he wanted to the penny. So the reality of the matter is, again, we're not necessarily promote the best price, but the fair price. Something that's going to make sense for the customer.
I'm smiling because I remember I used to do all those car dealerships. We used to have something called the Battle of the DJs.
Okay, all right.
And we battle and talk about who sold the most cars.
Right.
And sometimes we'll sell 6 cars in a day. People were coming in buying cars like crazy.
Right, that's right.
We never knew all the stuff that was happening back door.
Right.
We just, hey, how you doing? Somebody come in, you greet them and everything. Hey, I listen to you on the radio. And what kind of car are you looking for? And they'll put them off onto you, and then you do the rest of the back door work. But people were coming out of there, they were driving cars out of there.
Sure, absolutely.
We ought to revisit that.
I was when you just said that, Dr. Bob, I say, hey, listen, battle the bands, battle the DJs,
battle the brokers. We can do it again.
That's right, absolutely. So we love the idea.
But of course, we got a big bonus based upon how many cars.
Of course, absolutely.
I'm not advocating for a job or anything. But that's the way it was back then.
We will always take care of you.
Absolutely.
But Fat Joe says yesterday's prices are not today's prices.
That's right. Absolutely.
But we wish you guys all the luck, and everything that you're doing. That's a great idea that you put this together. The Streamline Auto Brokers. I'm sure you're gonna do well, and I hope you sell a bunch of cars.
Thank you.
We want to thank the Billion Foundation, for setting this up. Truly appreciate the follow up. Making sure that we get a chance to get here in front of you. Just want to thank them for that.
Sandra, she does a great job in back.
Yeah, we like to definitely like to thank her and the team.
Absolutely.
We can be located. We're located in Inglewood Cliffs, New Jersey. So our address, by way of announcement, if I may, is 560 Sylvan Avenue in Inglewood Cliffs, New Jersey. And our website
is streamlineautobrokers.co. Not .com, but .co. Streamline. That's right.
Forget the M.
Brokers. That's right.
Yes. But we're available. Really, we work 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, so we make it work all day long.
Lemuel Brown, partner, Streamline Auto Brokers. Isaiah M. Jefferson. Yes,
sir.
Partners.
Thank you, sir.
God bless
you guys, sir. God bless you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
We'll take a quick break. I've got more next on Open.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
We all know what it's like to feel alone. But it just takes one new connection. Want to get out of here? To empower many.
This is unbelievable.
It doesn't take a superhero to bring forces together. We all have the power to reach out.
Let's go!
And help someone feel like they belong.
Pretty cool, huh?
We are stronger together.
Most hiring algorithms would scream me out.
Some bosses couldn't see me as a leader.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
I've been running code as long as I've been able to reach a keyboard.
This is what I do. It's second nature for me, coordinating 100 details at once.
The way my mind works, I have a very mechanical brain.
I sold them on my skills.
You gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
My magic is
analytics and empathy. That's how I'm getting clients. You have to have the confidence in yourself to show up and defy the odds.
I'm more than who I am on paper.
I never got a college degree. And today, I'm the CEO of my own company. People want to tell me I'm one in a million, when actually I'm one of millions. Stars are all around us. It's time for them to shine.
I'll see ya.
After a basketball game, a black teenage boy, Brandon, reads his texts in his family group chat. Auntie Flo, congrats on the big win. Mom, that's my baby. Brandon replies, thanks y'all. In a park, his sister Maya texts, where are we celebrating? Dad replies, home. Mom texts, I got dinner going. Auntie Flo replies, ooh, I can't wait. Then receives a FEMA flood watch text alert. She texts the family, anyone see that weather alert? We need a plan to stay safe, especially after last year. Ready has a list of resources at ready.gov/plan. In his workshop, Dad sends a photo of emergency supplies and texts, looks like we need flashlights and batteries. Leaving a store with a shopping bag, Brandon replies, I got us covered. Mom texts, I'll check in with Grandma and Papa. Maya texts, thanks Auntie, feeling good about this plan.
I got some batteries and 2 flashlights.
What's up, champ? Feel like you get taller every time I see you.
Stay connected.
Congratulations, Brandon.
¿Qué color? Perfecto, mijo.
Gracias. Thank you.
What's wrong, mijo?
Donating to a pet's medical care is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
Bro, you gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's a white people thing.
Escúchame, en esta casa los hombres no lloran.
You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
Thanks for hearing me out, bro. Appreciate it.
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
And welcome back. Hey, I'm the Doc Bob Lee, and check it out. You haven't heard about this. It's a rare disease called Myasthenia Gravure, and but it's a chronic autoimmune system disease, autoantibody condition of the nervous system that affects the muscle strength and makes everyday activities challenging. So I have Meridith O'Connor. She's a patient, advocacy specialist, and is living with the disease, and she's joining us to tell us her story, along with the leading expert, Dr. Nicholas Silvestri. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks for having us.
I had to come back to the desk over here. How are you guys doing, and what's it all about? I mean, it's a rare disease. Not too many people are heard about it, and in fact, this is the first time that some people are listening and watching and hearing about it. Tell us more.
Yeah, so as you pointed out, this disease, it's an autoimmune disease. So the body's immune system is attacking the muscle cells for reasons we don't quite understand. And obviously when muscles are affected, people with the disease develop weakness. And that weakness can really involve any muscle of the body, but common symptoms include droopiness of the eyelids, double vision, problems with chewing, speaking, swallowing, or weakness of the neck, arms, and legs. And as you can imagine, when people have these symptoms, they're quite significantly and severely impacted, and it really has an impact on their quality of life.
Yeah, and it's called myasthenia gravis.
That's right.
Is that right? Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah. How did they come up with that name for it? How did they?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's actually it's a combination of Latin and Greek, which basically translated means fatigue of muscles or weakness of muscles that can be serious or grave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the young lady next to you, Meridith, is that one of your patients?
No, Meridith is not one of my patients.
Meridith, how did you get involved?
Sure. Well, like you mentioned, I'm living with the diagnosis. I've been living with it since 2005. And yes, myasthenia gravis means grave muscle weakness. And that's exactly what I live with every single day. And I had all the symptoms that Dr. Silvestri had mentioned when trying to get an accurate diagnosis. I was misdiagnosed for 2 years, but have built my career around advocacy and am now the Assistant Vice President of Patient Engagement, Advocacy, and Policy at the national organization, Myasthenia Gravis Foundation of America.
Yeah. How did you know that you had something like that, and how did you know what to do? I guess you were trying to find out, hey, I have a problem. I need this corrected. How did it happen for you?
Well, yeah, so it started in my eyes, and that's pretty typical, and then slowly progressed to my speech and chewing and swallowing abilities, and then in my arms, legs, and neck. But it was a very gradual process. But I was met a lot with, people thought it was all in my head or that I was making it up. It being rare and me being diagnosed at such a young age, those were, two factors, not all, but two that, caused me to get, a diagnosis and not in a very timely manner.
Yeah. Well, you look like you're doing well now.
Yeah, doing really well. I would say my MG is really well managed today, but taken me a long time to get here. But yes, doing really well. Is it
a special medication that you have to work with to make everything work well?
Sure, yeah. So, yeah, I would say, there's this step therapy that MG patients are usually involved in, but every patient is different. We call it a snowflake disease, meaning the symptoms manifest differently, and treatments the decision is made based upon multiple factors. So I'm on a very personalized treatment plan.
Yeah. Dr. Silvestri, why is it called a snowflake treatment? And why is it important to build awareness and understanding around this particular disease?
Yeah, I mean, the snowflake reference really refers to each patient being a little bit different with different factors. And that really, again, has a direct impact on how we choose to treat patients in terms of what medications or other therapies. A lot has to do with patients' age, their other medical conditions, et cetera. But it's really important to raise awareness because we want people that have symptoms of myasthenia to be diagnosed accurately and early so we can start those therapies. But it's also important to know that about 20% of patients with myasthenia don't respond well to the currently available therapies. So we're really trying to shine a light on the disease to really talk about the need for further development, further innovation to treat people with the disease.
Meridith, are you out in the community? Are you creating awareness that way? Are you going to different schools, or how are you getting the message out?
Oh, yeah. So June is always an active month for MG Awareness Month, but yeah, continuing to advocate on behalf of my community through writing, speaking, working with other organizations around rare disease. But yeah, and encouraging people to get involved in support groups and networks and engage with others that are going through something similar to this. And I always encourage people to get in touch and obtain resources that we have. Like I said, we have so many resources now that are available to us that we didn't have 20 years ago. So encouraging access to those for greater awareness.
Yeah. Doctor, how do you pinpoint this disease, myasthenia gravis? How do you, I'm sure there's other diseases that give the look that it may be that. How do you come to the terms that this is that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, it's all about taking a detailed and thorough neurological history, doing a neurological examination. And then when we have an index of suspicion for myasthenia gravis, thankfully, there are blood tests to check for it. So about 90% of people with myasthenia have the antibody in their blood that we can check. And when it becomes positive, or when it returns positive, we make the diagnosis and we start therapy.
Doctor, where are you practicing now?
I practice at the University of Buffalo Jacobs School of Medicine in Buffalo, New York.
Yeah. That's great. Doc, thanks for all that you do. Thank you for creating the awareness. Meridith, thank you also.
Thank you.
All right. Where can we go to find out more about it? You have a website or your social media? Both of you can give it to us.
Yeah, various resources, but I would recommend going to imaginemymg.com. You can also go to the website, the national website, myasthenia.org.
And Doc?
I fully endorse both those resources. They're great resources for people.
Great. Are you going to be anywhere where maybe giving maybe a talk somewhere where we can come out and see what you're doing or hear more about it?
Absolutely. I have a pretty good presence online, and I'm known to make the rounds in different places to give talks as well. So just check out the web and you'll find me.
Well, thank you guys so much. We appreciate you. Thank you for all that you're doing. Give us that website one more time.
imaginemymg.com and myasthenia.org.
We appreciate you guys. Thanks for joining us. And come back again, okay? Share more. All right.
Thank you.
We'll take a break right here. I've got more open coming up next.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Can you see anything different as a pill?
No.
You don't know?
Fentanyl is being mixed into everything now. There's only one thing that will save somebody's life. That is naloxone nasal spray.
Fentanyl, it's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
Why would drug dealers put a lethal dose of fentanyl in drugs if they know it's so harmful?
Really just all about the money.
I just didn't realize that one pill could change your whole life.
More kids should know.
Is it time yet?
It's time.
Come start time for dinner.
Oh, it's really
Donating pet food is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
Kids!
I don't want to talk about it.
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 Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency.
Kids, you all right?
This family's prepared. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan. Go to nyc.gov/readyny or call 311 for more information.
My character, Shazam, knows all about growing up in a family full of teenage superheroes. They're bold.
Where's everyone going?
To fight crime?
Okay.
Adventurous. Shazam! There's never a dull moment. And no matter what happens, they'll always have your back. All they need is a place to grow and be themselves. And the best part is, you don't have to be a superhero to adopt a teen. Learn more about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward.
And welcome back, everybody. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Our last guest is the executive producer and publicist for NYC Live, New York City Live at Fashion Week. It's a summer night of fashion showcase. It's going to be nice. You've never been to one? What? Well, we're going to tell you more about it. With us today, we're going to speak about the upcoming fashion showcase and highlight the work that he is doing with his fashion company, Exposure Modeling. So please welcome to the show, my man, William Michael Reid, in the house. William.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man. You know, you're always welcome.
Thank you.
So you've been doing this for some time. Give us a little background on you and
well,
what
I
you've been
started
doing
out
with it.
in fashion basically being, runner, production assistant, working on model castings, working on press and media junkets, and eventually one of these days I said, one of the things I wanted to accomplish eventually was to become my own executive producer.
Yeah.
Growing up in Harlem, I had a chance to be a part of the Harlem Week experience dating back as far as 2006 up until current time.
That's right.
Working on events over in London and Paris and Milan, along with here in the United States in New York and Los Angeles and Miami.
Yeah.
And I said, one of these days I want to create something. And then basically in the end of 2014, I was coming back from France. And I said, it's about time for me to kind of create my own show.
Yeah.
So I knew the NBA All-Star Weekend was coming to New York in early 2015.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to create an event called NYC Live at Fashion Week during the NBA All-Star Weekend of February 2015. And here we are 8.5 years later, 15 seasons in. And we've done other events over in Miami for Swim Week, NFL weekends for the Super Bowl, NBA All-Star weekends. But this coming summer, I'm looking forward to bringing something down to South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina, where my dad's from.
Yeah.
And I always made a promise to my dad several years ago that I would bring what I do in New York to his home state.
Yeah.
And we're like within, 50 days away.
We're doing it.
So,
We're doing
yes, sir.
it. And I remember, I'm hosting these fashion shows at Harlem Week, and I always look off to the side, and you off to the side and say, hey, Bob, I'm going to put one together. I'm going to put one. And every year you kept saying that. And I said, oh yeah, okay, I know you're going to put one together. And then you gave me that call. You said, hey, it's here.
Yeah.
And we go downtown by the Bull.
Yep.
What's the name of the place downtown?
It was the Mezzanine. As a matter of fact, I saw
Mezzanine.
you back in that middle of August up at the Harlem Week Showcase up there on
Right.
35th. And I said, Bob, the event is next month, September 14th. And that was that first season you worked with us, 4 seasons in a row and counting.
There you
and
go.
I thank you for giving us the opportunity of hosting our show, 4 seasons in a row moving forward. We have a new venue coming up for this coming 16th season.
Yeah.
It'll be on my 55th birthday, September 13th.
All right.
And the place is called the Metropolitan Pavilion, located at 125 West 18th Street between 6th and 7th Avenue. So new home, new location, 16th season, and Bob Lee will be right there with us.
So if everybody's going down to the mezzanine and you look around and nobody's in there, better go uptown to 18th
the big
Street.
sign on the door. We've moved. Yes, sir.
We've moved to 18th Street.
Yep.
Yeah. So tell us more about what's going to happen in Charleston, South Carolina.
Well, I made a promise to my dad back in September of 2019. Both he and my mom had a chance to attend one of my shows when we were up on 43rd and 5th Avenue.
Yeah.
And that was the first time ever and only time that my parents had ever attended my show as a couple, as my parents. And many people at the time were like, hey, man, it's great to see your mom and dad finally come to one of your shows. And when my dad was there, he's looking around at the spectacle of it all. And I said, Dad, what do you think? He said, yeah, this is great. You know, he was that, you know, Southern guy, like it kind of takes everything smooth.
Yeah.
I said, Pop, what do you think? He said, this is nice. I said, you know, one of these days I'm going to bring something like what you see here down to South Carolina. His famous quote was, yeah, how about that? And I said, you know, one of these days I'm going to do it. And unfortunately, I lost my dad back in January 2021. And I said, you know, I made a promise to him that I would one day want to bring an event to his home state. So my brother, you met my brother, John Reid Jr. We got together back in the summer of last year when we also lost our mom in April of last year. And I said, John, we got to do this for Mom and Dad. So he said, well, we still have the elders amongst us. We have our cousins there in the South Carolina area. Let's do something for Mom and Dad, but also do it for the family.
Yeah.
So going throughout the fall and the winter, eventually beginning of this year, I said, I am determined to get this show done. So we settled upon August 12th. Saturday, August 12th, my brother and I, we went down there over the Mother's Day weekend. We met with some of the elders and the family members there. And I said, I just need support. I want this to be an annual event, something that would rival, say, the Essence, that's based in New Orleans, the Ebony Fashion Fair, which used to be a national tour, and do something in South Carolina that could be an annual event that the family could rally behind and therefore become a signature event in the South.
And if anybody can do it, you can do it.
Thank you,
because you're a wonderful publicist. You know how to get the word out, and you're a wonderful producer. And I tell you, you know, you have a military background, right?
Well, I don't talk too much about it, you know, because
but when you're executing,
it's all about execution, yes, but also the idea. You know, it's a thought-provoking idea at first, and then it's about creating it, then actually putting it on paper, laying a foundation to it, then having people rally behind the concept, and eventually on the day of just executing according to plan. And that's something I grew up around. My dad used to watch my dad put together bowling tournaments when I was a kid growing up. Actually, he did a lot of events here in the Bronx at Gunpost Lanes, Ballpark Lanes, and Pelham Park Lanes. So I was all throughout the Bronx at the bowling alleys watching him be the president of his bowling leagues.
Yeah.
And that helped me create something like an event planning company. And I always was very, very close to watching him strategize and execute basically down to the T. And that's when he would always say, son, watch what I'm doing now. One of these days, you may follow my footsteps. And I was 8 years old at the time.
Well, you know, they're going to be there. They're going to be in South Carolina looking down and watching over the whole thing.
Yeah, this is my dad's shirt right here.
There you go. See? Wow.
Yeah, so I got a piece of my dad on right about now.
That's right. That's right. He said, remember me, son?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So what should we expect when we come to one of your fashion shows? You have people coming from all around the world.
I like to keep it high class, high fashion. I developed that European, style of putting shows together. I wanted to always keep that avant-garde, couture, high fashion, elegant style, class. To me, runways are about presentation. It's about selling.
Yeah.
And I like to keep it very much a European-themed global event. So over the past 15 seasons, 8.5 years, we've had designers from Vietnam, from Peru, from Sweden, from Malaysia, from Russia,
from China.
From Algeria, from China, India. And that, to me, keeps a balance going forward and keeping it always on that global side, more international. And that's the same kind of concept I want to bring to South Carolina August 12th.
Yeah, yeah.
When the show for August 12th is in South Carolina, September 13th is in New York. So each show is separated by 32 days, but they both are basically operating in the same manner.
I like some of the fashions. I was wearing some of the fashions that
you wore Panzai.
Yeah, Panzai.
Yeah, John Panzai.
And then the lady from China.
That was Yi Ling Li. Yeah, she's from outside of I forgot the name of the city, but it's in China.
Yeah.
But she and actually Panzai, they were back to back, and I saw you come out there with a wardrobe change. Look at Bob. He came in wearing something. He wore like 3 or 4 different outfits before the day was over.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah.
Some really, really nice pieces coming through, and people can link up with the designers and buy some of the stuff too.
Yes, that's always a premise of mine, to make sure the designers are in the process or in a position to sell. So we create like a pop-up show, kind of like a live mannequin showroom. So whether it's before, during, or after the show, we want to make sure those designers have something to sell before they pack up their gear and go home. That, to me, helps it become more than just a fashion show for entertainment, but it's a business venture for them as well.
Yeah, yeah. So where can people find out more about everything that you're doing?
Well, there's different platforms. Our website is www.nyclive@fashionweek.com. That's the umbrella.
Yeah.
On social media, all of my handles on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and also Facebook are at WMMICHAELREID, which is William Michael Reid. The new show is called, for South Carolina, it's called A Summer Night of Fashion Showcase. And that event basically will be taking place at the Charleston Marriott August 12th. The showcase for September 13th is NYC Live at Fashion Week, Spring, Summer of 2024. And that'll be taking place at the Metropolitan Pavilion in New York.
And for information on getting their flights and staying over and buying a ticket to the fashion show,
yes, everything is online. They can go to nyclive@fashionweek.com, or they can go to any of my social media handles, WM Michael Reid, WM, and then it's Michael, and then it's Reid. LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All the information is relatively across all those platforms.
It's right there. Looking forward to it, man.
And looking forward to having you with us again.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Anything that we missed that you mention?
Well, one of the things I certainly was talking about with my brother and also family members over the past several months is that this is something that I wanted to dedicate to my dad, somebody for whom I had the highest regard for. My mom as well. You were there when we gave a tribute to our parents last September. We played music and fashion from the 40s, 50s, and 60s, those eras that I watched my parents grow up in, based on how they dress and how they operated. I want to kind of keep that same theme going, because that's an honor to their legacies. And to me, doing these shows is very much something about dedicating something to their names and what they stood for. And that's, to me, carrying on that tradition.
It's going to be nice. The whole family is going to be there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of folks gearing up for it. Both shows.
Yeah. When you have these fashion shows, do you see the whole picture? You see it before it happens?
I envision it, within a few days after the last one ends. So right after we did the February 15th show, I said, okay, let me take a break for about 2 weeks, because it takes about 2 weeks to kind of unwind and detox. And then I was up and running in March, but at the time in March, I had to find a new location because we had outgrown the mezzanine. After being there 4 seasons in a row, I said, okay, we need a bigger spot. It's almost like saying, scene from Jaws, hey, we need a bigger boat. We need a bigger venue.
Need a bigger boat.
And we have a bigger venue. And to me, that's very important, because to me, having a showcase in New York during Fashion Week is so competitive. There are a lot of other shows going on. And we always close out, that's another thing I'd like to add, we always have a saying where we close out Fashion Week in style. So in New York, even though the shows are 7 days, we actually have the last day. So our tagline is closing out New York Fashion Week in style.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Website one more time.
www.nyclive@fashionweek.com.
Hey, thank you for all that you do, man. You're putting it together. Mom and Dad are going to be right there
Thank
with you every step of the way.
They're here with me now.
Watching over that's right.
They watch every move I make, and I make sure I make the right moves always for them.
And you're probably going to say something. You're wearing something from Dad, but
this
you're
is my
probably going to say
shirt.
something that's going to remind you
We're
of
already
Mom
putting
and
together
Dad
the script.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go. We appreciate you, man.
Thank you, brother. Always.
Give us that date one more time.
August 12th, Charleston, South Carolina. It's called A Summer Night of Fashion. September 13th, NYC Live at Fashion Week, Spring, Summer of 2024 in New York City.
There you go. Michael Reid, the executive producer and publicist, NYC Live Fashion Week. It's going to be nice. All that in the bag of a lot of what you like. We don't have what you don't want. Thanks, Mike.
Appreciate you having me.
Appreciate you, too.
Likewise.
All right. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's show. I want to thank our guests for joining us and you, our viewers, for tuning in and checking it all out. You can follow us on BronxNet TV for continued coverage. Thank you for letting us share in this space and time with you. And always remember, what you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice and let your choice control the chooser. And remember, you can join our hosts, Kevin Arlene, Darren Jaime, and Rena Valentine for all new episodes of Open Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, and I'll see you over the radio station. Check me out. Catch you later. Love you all. Peace.